Welcome to another episode of Photo Enthusiastic. I'm your host, Jim Fair. Well, I've got finally my 24-70 f4 that I ordered on eBay for my Nikon Z5 after exchanging the Z5 plus 24-50 kit lens for a body only. I was limited to, a couple of lenses and the FTZ adapter, but now I've got the 24-70, and it adds a little bit of heft, definitely, to the camera. Much more heavy than the 24-50, but a much more flexible lens. And it's an S lens, so it's a good lens. So I'm reasonably happy with that, and I'm debating what the next lens I should acquire might be. I also got a little really cheap L bracket from Amazon.ca. It's called a Fugasun Z6/Z7 L bracket. So it gives you the Arca Swiss mounting rails for portrait or landscape orientation. It was a mere $25. So that's Canadian dollars too, right? So almost free. And I have Amazon Prime, so shipping was free. Fantastic. And, it adds a little bit of weight. I think it was around 80 grams. Or is it 80 if you take the side thing off? I can't remember. But I'll probably leave it all in one piece, because that could be handy when you're shooting portraiture on, a tripod. So it's nice to have the kit lens, the old Z6 kit lens back. That was a great lens for me when I took a trip to Europe last year. Thankfully, before all this coronavirus mess. Other news, I've noticed Adobe Camera RAW has come out with version 12.4, which purportedly supports the Nikon Z5. If you shoot RAW compressed, 12-bit or 14-bit, everything's fine, peachy. But if you shoot RAW lossless compressed, your images are not handled properly. So very strange that they didn't notice this in testing. Nobody said, let's just take the camera and shoot it with the defaults. Nobody went in and said, what are the settings for Adobe Camera RAW, or NEF RAW, they call it. So you have compression on, and there's no way to turn it off. So you have a choice between on, lossless compressed, or on compressed. So if you shoot on compressed, your images are handled just fine by Adobe. But if you're shooting lossless, they are not. So I have a ticket open with Adobe Enterprise Support to have a look at that. I think they kind of missed the boat in their testing there. So hopefully that will get resolved. Meanwhile, you can always use Nikon's NXD software to convert your images to TIFF or something if you need to get into Photoshop or Lightroom. It seems that it affects all of the Adobe products, including their DNG converter. So if you thought, no, maybe the DNG converter will work, no, it doesn't. It's kind of odd. In Bridge, sometimes I'll get a preview with one of those lossless compressed images. And then other times the preview will just disappear. And if you look at the images, it just gives you an NEF icon that's blank. It's white and it says NEF on it, and kind of useless. So that's kind of irritating because they issue this thing saying it's supported, and then you find out not quite. But you can't really blame them. The camera only was released August 24th, so this is September. That's pretty good. I guess they had a pre-production model or something. And they just forgot to test lossless compressed. So both the 12-bit and the 14-bit don't seem to be handled properly. And as I said, I hope they will fix that soon. So that's it in terms of news about the Z5 and my Z5 situation in particular. So far it's pretty much the same experience as the Z6 in terms of photography. For video, I'm sort of dreading that 1.7 crop. But again, I can always just move the camera back a bit or use a wider angle lens. So this may affect my lens choice if I'm going to go, buy a prime sometime. Maybe I should get the 20mm instead of, say, the 35, right? Or the 14-30 zoom, which would be very flexible. Anyway, thanks for watching. Fade out.